projects. Why do you think, why not just take the next step and just sign?
There are a number of reasons why they might have decided that they didn't need to do that. And, there's a piling on phenomenon where they've already been out ahead of this issue and perhaps don't want to be seen as adding more to it. I think it's important to recognize within the companies, there's going to be divisions of opinion about, whether they should be getting involved or not. So they may have just decided, look, we made our point. We don't need to take it to the next step.
Do you think they might have experienced some blowback from their original?
Oh, I'm sure they did. I mean, don't forget, these are these companies. This is where these executives live. These are the neighborhoods they're in, and there were enough supporters of this legislation to pass it. So there's got to be a lot of tension on a political sense among their peers, coworkers, community members, that kind of thing. So
what about also? There's some companies that have just said we're staying out of this, like Walmart. What is the calculation these companies are making about the cost of getting involved versus the cost of not getting involved?
Well, I think there's several layers of nuance to this. So the first one is, do we even want to get involved in things that are highly partisan on any front? And so there's some companies that just really try to avoid those things like the plague. A second consideration is, who's going to be with us and who's going to be against us if we do take a stand. And then a third calculation is, are there enough other people taking action on this issue that perhaps that's not one we need to get involved with. I do think it's highly divisive. And I find it very interesting that one of the big arguments that's being made for those companies that are getting involved is they say, look, we believe in capitalism and we believe in democracy, and the less democracy we have, the more capitalism is at risk. If you think about the things that companies feel are legitimate, like corporate interests, right? So tariff treaties and tax rates and, to some extent, regulations around, the tax code, regulations around, what's legitimate in the environment. And those are all seen as perfectly legitimate places for corporate action to occur. And yet when it comes to one of the most fundamental tenets of a democracy, one man, one vote, or one person, one vote, there are those that are saying, oh, no, that's much too political. We can't get involved with that, which I think is a bit odd.